there, Mike.
Hey.
How you doing?
I'm doing fucking great. Fantastic.
Welcome, everyone, to the 20th anniversary of Call to an Interview.
20 years, man, and we don't look a day over when we were 20 years ago.
I'm honestly surprised that we made it this far.
Yeah, I'm too.
It's a very lovely little show we have here, where we ask questions to our guests and find out how and why they love the movies they do. But like all good things, changes are coming.
Yeah.
Changes are coming. Like we
Things
announced,
grow stale. We gotta,
like we announced a couple of weeks back in our legendary now M-ranked episode of State of the Union. We did a couple more interviews before this one. We did Kirk Kowalski and we did Garth McMurray. And now we're closing the loop of the original format with episode 20. And we got a very special guest for that. And remember, next time when we do episode 21, it's going to be a brand new format created by the man right here in his Minnesota home.
Yep.
So, do you know who we got today, Mike?
Yeah, do you know what? Real quick, I think you're too big in here, so I gotta remove you real quick. Hang on. We've got our first guest, Nazario Montenegro.
Hey, Blockbuster Video in the house. That's great. And you know what? We're gonna do a twofer today. And we got you too.
Oh shit! It's so unexpected.
I know, right? Shocking. Blockbuster Videos in the house. And we're gonna talk about some fucking movies.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna ask you, then you're gonna ask me, and we'll go back and forth.
I like
Does
it.
that sound good?
Sounds fucking great.
So, your first question, Mike Hanley. What's the movie or movie moment that started your love for movies?
Now, see, this question was kind of difficult for me to narrow down because when I was around, from my memory, when I was around 3 is when I started remembering movies, like watching movies, shit like that. And I was allowed to watch basically anything I wanted, horror movies, and like a shitload. This is why I'm fucking crazy, because I was able to watch basically anything. But this is the one movie that really, when I watched it, I went, I fucking love movies. And it was a specific scene. Now I'm bringing up the movie first. It is The Goonies. I watched this when I was about 3, because it was about 1990, I believe. I watched, my dad had brought it home, and I put it on, and it was the specific ending of the pirate ship that got me and just made me went, I fucking love this. I love movies. I want to see more. I just like it. It kind of transferred me in the movie in a way while I was watching it. And it's done that to me now, from up till now, to where I'll get lost in a movie and I'll just be fucking sucked in and nothing else is really changing. It's just me sucked into that movie. I'm not fucking seeing my phone. I'm not seeing anything. I'm just seeing the movie. And this was the movie that started it all. I love the shit out of this movie. This movie's amazing. I watch it every single year. This is the movie that started it all for me.
It makes sense, knowing you, that it would say Goonies is the thing that's starting it. I definitely need to rewatch this one. I watched it when I was a kid, but something even back then didn't really click with me. I think the kids were really, really hyper, and it kind of worked for some scenes, but not for the whole thing. It becomes to get a little grinding. I do love the Cyndi Lauper song and the video with the WWE wrestlers.
Yeah, that's fucking amazing. And Joey Pants, man. Joey Pants.
They fucking scream like, help us, Steven Spielberg. And he's like, what am I going to do? That's pretty sweet. It's actually a nice pick. Changing speeds now.
Yes. Question 1, Nazario. What's the movie or movie moment that started your love for movies?
Uh, I wasn't as lucky as Mike. I mean, yes, my dad did not give a fuck. He showed me everything. But when I say wasn't as lucky, is that my parents really believe that you only take kids to movie theaters to watch movies for kids. And I don't know if you guys remember, but the 80s, they didn't have that many cartoons. Like, it was like this thing and that thing over there. It was very rare. And even though I went to see movies first, I watched. I remember clearly that I went to watch The Great Mouse Detective, Oliver and Company. I went to watch several. I'm Masters of the Universe. I watched in theaters before this.
Ooh.
But the first thing I ever actually watched, and it got me, was Ghostbusters 2.
Yeah.
Dude, the funny thing is, like with most things in my life, my dad took me to the theater to watch this without having shown me Ghostbusters 1. The only thing I have ever watched about Ghostbusters was the cartoon, and I love the cartoon. So I figured it was like, oh my God, it's a movie about the cartoon, and it has a cool sign, like, cool. I did not realize this was just 2. I thought it was like a cool sign. It was So when I watched it, and they even mentioned He-Man in the movie at the beginning, it's like amazing. Yeah. But the moment where I realized how much I loved what I was watching, it's not the River of Slime, which is actually pretty sweet. It's not the Statue of Liberty that everybody likes, even people who don't like the movie. It was the scene where they're walking on the subway and they hear a train.
Yeah.
And they say, like, there shouldn't be a train here. These rails haven't been used in like a century. And then you can see the light, and it's coming, and everybody jumps out of the way except for Winston Sedmore. And the fucking ghost train just goes right through him. And after it, instead of like, dude, you're okay, they're like, oh my God, that was first-hand contact with a spectral being. How do you feel? That was like, you know what? This is gonna be my shit. This is the thing I'm gonna do with my life. I'm gonna watch fucking movies because that was a perfect fucking moment. So
that's a great fucking pick. I love Ghostbusters too. Ghostbusters, with the exception of 2016, absolutely fucking love the first and second Ghostbusters movie. They're amazing. They're so much fucking fun.
You know what? I did find weird that when I borrowed your Hulu, that movie was in there. 2016.
Because I got it for free.
But I watched it again and with my kid who loved it. He was like, "You fucking love this," and I was like, "Good for you. These are all the toys I bought from that movie because I thought it was gonna be better that I hate now. They're yours." And he started running around with the toys and having fun. So thanks for that. Other than that, the movie still just. I mean, it's not even bad. I just wish it was. I just wish it was bad so I could say it's shit, but it's not shit. It's just.
It just shouldn't be called Ghostbusters. If it was called something else, if it was
the one scene I fucking despise and I cannot even take it is in the end of the credits when they're like listening to things in the machine, and then Patty Tolan just goes like, "Hey guys, who's Sewell?"
God damn it!
Get out of here with that weak shit. Fuck. Number 2. What's the first movie you remember seeing in theaters?
Now, as I said in the first question, my family basically did not give a shit. They let me watch anything I wanted. Me and my sister, they went, if we're going to watch it, we're going to have you guys watch it. So when I was 3 years old, 1990, they showed me a movie that kind of changed my life. For as I look at, the better. Other people, maybe not so much. I went to go see Goodfellas in the theater, and I remember.
Wait! Isn't this rated R?
Yes, it is.
How do you get a 3-year-old into an R-rated movie?
They took me in. I don't know how the hell they did it, but they got me in there because I remember certain scenes of this movie in the theater. including I have not watched it since in the theater. That's how I know that this was when I was 3 when it was theatrically released. There were the scene of course, the opening, but it wasn't the opening that I remember. It was when they flash forward to it later on in the movie when he's stabbing him, when Joe Pesci is stabbing him in the trunk. I remember that certain sequence in the theater. And I remember little bits and pieces. Joe Pesci, though, is the one guy that I remember throughout the entire movie. And I do not remember exactly what I thought of it when I got out of the theater because I was too young, but it definitely changed me and it made me love gangster movies. This became my favorite gangster movie. I've rewatched this so many times on a VHS tape. When this finally came out, my dad would tape 2 movies on VHS tape, and one of them had Goodfellas and Pulp Fiction. And I rewatched that tape over and over in elementary school, over and over again. I absolutely love this movie. This movie was incredible. This was a defining moment for me, especially for the first movie that I remember seeing. Like, yeah, I'm pretty sure they brought me in '89 to the theater, so I more than likely saw Ghostbusters 2 and stuff like that. I just don't remember seeing it in the theater. This is a movie that I remember seeing, and yeah, it's made me who I am today. I don't know if that's a good thing or not, but fuck it. It was fucking
Dude,
great.
I was 8 or 9. And still, yeah, this is rough.
Yeah.
But I guess the movie itself is fucking brilliant. Everybody knows Goodfellas is like legendary Scorsese. It's not even, in my personal taste, I don't think it's the best Scorsese. I like more of this random fringe stuff. But in general speaking, I mean, great fucking pick for a 3-year-old, I guess.
Right.
That's shocking. Oh, the first movie I remember seeing in theaters.
Yeah, your first movie.
Like I said, we didn't do like many trips to the movie theaters in the 80s. But if something looked like a cartoon or looked like it was meant for kids, they would take me. I'm pretty sure I might have seen something before this one. But nothing shocked me and traumatized me as much as this. So it got burned into my memory when in 1985 I saw Return to Oz. I distinctly remember seeing in theaters with my mom the Willies falling into the desert of death and turning into sand, the witch taking off her head and going to the cupboard where she had thousands of other women's heads, changing her actual fucking head to suit a more beautiful look, and telling Dorothy that she was going to make a beautiful head one day. I don't know who came up with this shit, but it's fucking brilliant.
Yeah.
This is how you fucking tell a gory tale to a child. The effects are great. I do love every character in this movie. I even like the hand that talks to Dorothy. She traded Toto for a chicken. And I like TikTok, who's basically the Tin Man, but this time he's a robot and he's also kind of like a watch. And there's like this Jack Skellington looking guy with a pumpkin head, which is creepy as you can imagine, but he's great. There's the Cowardly Lion. There is the Scarecrow shows up at one point in this movie. And they have that creature that you see in the poster that is basically like a moose head and a sofa and a bunch of things that's thrown together. And it's alive and it flies. It's perfect. They have to work together to destroy the Gnome King, who stole the red shoes from Dorothy, and now he has the power to control the magic world of Oz. It's a very interesting, if not completely successful movie. It's one of my favorite movies of all time. I have seen this thing a million times, and it never stops being creepy and amazing. So there you go. Fairuza Balk make a good movie, even if you only did it once.
Hey, I like her in The Craft.
Fair. She plays a good witch.
Yeah.
If you could pick a movie, Mike, from any era to be able to see in theaters, which movie would you choose?
Now, see, this is another question that was kind of more difficult because over the last, I'd say 6 years, they've really been putting a lot more movies, especially AMC has done it a lot where they put all the movies back into theaters, or I go to the Tarantino Theater, the New Bev, to go see movies. So I've been able to see a lot of older movies that I've been wanting to see. But there's one movie that I cannot believe I've not gotten a chance to see in theaters that I wish I really hope I can, is John Carpenter's The Thing. I love the shit out of this movie. This movie is so fucking creepy. The practical effects are fucking insane. Kurt Russell, that fucking beard alone makes a fucking movie. That beard is fucking legendary. This movie is so great. I love the claustrophobic feel. I love every horror element of this movie. The fucking defibrillator scene is fucking nuts. The dog scene at the beginning is insane. Like, everything about this I think would be a great theater experience to see this in theaters, especially with a big crowd. Put a big crowd that the majority have not seen this movie and let it go. I think would be an amazing experience. This is the perfect movie for me to see in theaters.
I have an important question about this, Mike.
Yeah.
Was the computer a cheating bitch?
Yes, she was.
I actually also have not seen this in theaters. This is a great fucking pick. Because, when this movie came out, I was 1. So I do not expect to be able to watch it in theaters. But they also show like great movies in theater here very randomly. But they did actually once show this one, and I completely missed it because I was 15 years old and a child who did not pay attention to important things in life. I hope they eventually do it again.
Yeah.
They haven't, but for now, I think it's a great fucking pick.
So, if you could pick one movie from any era to be able to see in theaters, which movie would you choose?
My parents were not insane. So when I was 3 years old, they did not take me to theater to watch weird fucking shit. Even if it looked like childish, but not really. So I never got the pleasure of watching this movie 1984 in theaters, even though I did watch it later on VHS and it blew my mind. Fucking Gremlins, man.
Hell yes.
I did get to see the Gremlins 2 in theaters. I convinced my mom that the whole movie was going to be about Gizmo and the furry little friend thing, even though I already knew it wasn't. And then she tried to take me out of the movie in the middle of it, like, this is too insane. This is too intense. You're going to have nightmares. And I'm like, no, Mom. I'm not going to have fucking nightmares about a vegetable gremlin and a transvestite gremlin and a bad gremlin and an electric gremlin. I already had the nightmares. You just didn't realize it. This is some goofy shit. Look, that's Hulk Hogan. So, yeah. I actually would like to have the experience of actually being able to watch the original as it was intended in the big screen and let that gremlin goodness get all over me. But
this is a great pick.
Sadly, I haven't had the chance. I wish I will. Actually, now that my building is not really a theater, but it's a pretty big fucking screen, my building has like a 12-seat theater that you can rent out. I moved here 6 months ago. 9 months ago, and I already used it 3 times to watch movies because it's amazing. And then fucking COVID happened, and they closed it, and they don't let us use it, even though we pay for it every month. Sucks. But I mean, if I don't ever get to see Gremlins in the big screen, at least I'm gonna get it to see on that screen that I would call middle-sized.
Fair. That's a great pick. I love it.
Mr. DVD, did you get to experience physical movie rentals in VHS or DVD?
Well, I worked for a video store for 11 years, which we'll get to on the next couple questions. But yes, 100%. I got to experience physical movie rentals as a little kid. That's all I fucking did. My free time is I either played sports or I rented movies My parents rented movies for me, and I just fucking watched them. Like VHSs throughout my entire childhood, and then when DVD came out in 96, 97-ish, around there, I switched over to DVD, and I just never went back. I've experienced all the Laserdisc. I was there for as well. Fucking, yeah, 100%. Did you get to experience physical movie rentals, Mr. VHS?
Of course I fucking did. I'm older than you.
Yes.
When I started wanting to watch cartoons when I was a kid, we went to a guy's house. Literally. The guy bought a bunch of movies because he was a movie fan. And he used to have this little room in his garage where he has his collection. And we used to go to his house and he would say, "You want a movie? Give me 50 cents. You can take it and you can bring it tomorrow." And my mom said, "This sounds like a good idea for a business. Why don't you actually make a place where you can rent movies?" And the guy paid attention to my mom, and a year later, he rented out a small little corner in the mini street mall that it was in the, right at the beginning of our neighborhood. It was about as big as his room in his house, but this one at least had a sign, and he rented us VHS tapes.
Yeah.
With the years, the man expanded. He even got it was Betamax first, then he got VHS, and then he got Nintendo games, and then he got a rival. Somebody rented like 2 locals down and another store and made another video store, and it was fucking intense. I love it, man. Watching physical media, it's one of the greatest pleasures of my life. The tactile feel of holding in your hands a VHS tape or a DVD or something, especially when it's something you really wanted and for some reason you couldn't get it and you keep going back day after day and it's always out. And then the guy is like, one day is like, "Hey, here it is. It just came in. I saved it for you." Oh my God, man. That's fucking gold right there. So, what's your favorite video store?
Okay, so tell you a little background here. The 11 years that I worked at a video store, I worked at Super Duper Video, the most ridiculous name on the fucking planet.
Super Duper.
Now, this is not my favorite video store, but experience it throughout it. There was a video store that came right before it that when I was a little kid, I think I was 4 to about maybe 11. My dad worked after he retired from being an engineer. He worked part-time at a video store called Super Video Plus. This is where I brought up the Super Duper Video. It's basically the same goddamn name. It was my favorite video store because that's where I spent my days after school, was in that video store all day. My dad worked the night shifts. He would work from right after I got out of school to about 10 o'clock at night. And I'd be there throughout the entire day, just running around, looking at all the VHSs, looking at all the DVDs from like 96 on. But I remember going in, they had one of those large-ass screen TVs with the fucking speakers on the bottom, the big-ass speakers, the fucking theater TVs. They had one of those in there, and they would let me choose a movie to put on throughout the day to just watch, and I'd watch it, and then I go and I'd fucking put all the movies back in its place. I basically did the fucking job as a video store employee as I was there. I just loved being able to go up in a video store. It changed my life for the better. Like, it made me love fucking movies. It made me want to make movies. It was defining. Super Video Plus. And the funny story is, when they left, it was owned by this this Korean gentleman, and I guess he owed money to somebody, from what my dad had told me, because out of nowhere one night my dad goes in to go to work, the entire store is just empty. It's just gone. It's like this dude backed up a truck, took the shelves, took everything, just took off, never to be seen again. And then
the Baltimore Colts move.
Yeah. Yep.
Jesus.
But yeah, Super Video Plus is my favorite video store. So,
well,
Hey, Nazario, guess what? What's your favorite video store?
You remember? Well, we are Blockbuster Video number one,
Yeah.
and that's important here to clear out. But like most of you know, I am not an American from North America. I am, in fact, an American from the continent, but I live in Panama City, Panama. And Blockbuster Video was a United States thing at the beginning. So we didn't get a Blockbuster Video until 1997, where I was 16 years old. So my teenage years were not spent at a Blockbuster Video. My teenage years were spent at the video store that guy that I mentioned before opened at the mini strip mall in the beginning of our neighborhood. He named it Emmy, so it was Video Emmy because his mom was called Emilia, and they called her Emmy for short. So he named it after his mom, Video Emmy. And I have some sweet ass memories of just going to that place, a very very tiny little room, and finding some things in the walls that hey, that looks funny. That airplane is all twisted upon itself. What is it called? It's called Airplane the movie. Oh, fun! I want to watch that. And oh my God, that guy has razor fingers for his hands. Who is he? Oh, he's Freddy Krueger. It's a scary movie. You're not supposed to watch this, but I don't care. I'll rent it because I like you. Perfect. Give me that shit. And yeah, my teenage years were spent there, and then he got a rival, like I said, in like two video store downtown. And it was like hot video, but I kept going, even though I went to both video stores because sometimes they had movies in one that they didn't have in the other. I always tried to go back to Emmy first because you know the guy was like, "Yeah, I'm trying to be loyal here, but if you fucking don't have the movie, then fuck you." Uh, those were the wild times in the 80s and 90s. I'm actually kind of glad he survived 1989. 1989, I don't know if you guys know this, but basically fucking United States invaded our ass. I mean, it was kind of a necessity because you know we had like a dictatorship here from the 70s and 80s. Like it was some rough shit. So basically, I think it was George Bush Sr. was like, you know what? Fuck this shit. We don't want to lose the canal over some fucking narco dealing general bullshit in Panama. Fucking take the country. So they came in 1989, in December 20th, 1989, and invaded our fucking country and took out the guy in like 2 days and took out our army in like 3 days. It was kind of like a bully move, but I mean, I get it. I dig it. The thing is that people are fucking assholes. So they decided, since we were being invaded, that we were not going to have food. So they looted every supermarket. And they were like, well, if we already are looting, let's loot other stuff. And they looted like TV stores and like department stores and fucking toy stores. And of course, they looted Video Emmy, which pissed me the fuck off. Because I was like, dude, what happened? It's like people just broke in and stole all the fucking movies. And then I went to my neighbor's house and he's like, I have all the Police Academy movies in my house. I was like, you motherfucker. So I'm glad actually that he could survive that. He opened the store again in a different place, still close to the house, still with the same name, and still with the same very loose policies about copyright infringement because I mean, it was the 90s and it was Central America. So buying just one original tape and making 100 copies was perfectly fine. I do remember going to the video store one time to ask for Mortal Kombat. And I saw Mortal Kombat on the screenplay and I'm like, oh my God, that looks amazing. Please rent me that. He's like, wait 25 minutes. I was like, why? I'm copying it. You can take the copy and then I'll play it again to make another copy. So yeah, Video Emmy is my favorite store. I know it was a little long-winded, but I like to give context because America and Americans, we're all together in this until Bush invades your ass. Mike Hanley.
Yeah.
What's the first movie you chose to rent by yourself?
Okay. This was a very hard question because of the fact that I grew up in a video store. So really, I didn't have to fucking pay for movies for the most part. But And this is the sad part. I don't remember where I rented these two movies from. It's two movies that I rented together, and it was either Blockbuster or it was Super Video Plus, and I just ended up paying for it because when I was like 9 or 10, Blockbuster and Super Video Plus were big, right across the street from each other, and they were 5 minutes from my house. I could fucking walk there. So I went to go rent in '96 Twister and Independence Day. It was either the end of '96 or '97-ish. I rented Twister and Independence Day and became two of my favorite movies of all time. I watched both those in the theater. Fucking loved both of them. Amazing fucking action movie of Independence Day. I love the hell out. It's the greatest like B movie ever, but it hit theaters. It's fucking crazy how bananas that movie is. And then Twister, fucking Bill Paxton and Philip Seymour Hoffman chasing fucking tornadoes. How could you not love the shit out of that movie? Both were fucking movies that changed my life again because they stuck with me forever, and I loved them to pieces. Bill Paxton, I got to meet before he passed away. He fucking amazing. I got him to sign my because he was signing Edge of Tomorrow posters at a convention, and he said, "I'll sign it any way you want it. You want me to do a quote? I can do it." I asked him to do a fucking Twister quote, and he did it for me. It was fucking amazing. Like Twister and Independence Day are my defining movies for when I was a child, and those are definitely the first two that I rented.
I don't like Independence Day, so I put the Twister poster.
Fair.
Independence Day, man. I mean, that's the kind that they came out in the same summer, right?
Yep.
That I was very excited for Twister. And when it came out, a lot of people gave it shit. Like, that movie was stupid. That movie made no sense. Those motherfuckers didn't even know what they were missing. This is some goofy ass shit. Philip Seymour Hoffman is off the hook.
Yeah.
Bill Paxton
Shit out of that movie.
And dude, there's a scene where the same cow flies 3 times against your face, and they drive through a fucking house. Is this? Wait, fucking the. Who directed this?
Jan de Bont.
Jan de Bont. I was gonna say it was the Speed guy, right?
Yep. Speed guy.
This movie is actually pretty sweet. In the other hand, everybody loves Independence Day. Everybody went to see it. Everybody told me it was the fucking bee's knees. It was the best thing since sliced bread.
It is.
My dad went and watched it 3 times and told me, like, fucking go. And I'm like, fine, I'll go. And then I was like, yeah, meh. I mean, I came here and fucking Prince of, what's his fucking name? Prince of Bel-Air, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air is punching aliens in the face. The one thing that saves that movie is Jeff Goldblum, though.
Yes, Jeff Goldblum is fucking incredible.
And the guy who plays his dad, what's his name?
Judd Hirsch.
Yes, Judd Hirsch. Those two are like the saving grace of that movie. And also, nobody seemed to notice except me the magic disappearing refrigerator door. Did you notice that? I noticed that when I was in the fucking theater. They open the fridge, there's food. They close it, open it again, there's nothing. I was like, what the fuck? The fridge ate the food? Pay attention, Roland Emmerich. Definitely Twister is the winner for me out of those two, but I mean, I get it. I kind of get it. So, wait. Let's do the whole fucking thing because that's the cool part. I can take it out and we switch and boom.
Hey, Nazario, I got a question for you. What was the first movie you chose to rent by yourself?
That's a very good question. And I wish I had like a good answer for you like you did, like some of them action movies and shit. But when I started earning money, I was a little horny teenager. And a little horny teenager that cannot go to the R-rated movies because, I mean, even my dad has his limits. Can't go to small video Emmy store and then tell the guy like, eh? And he's like, yeah. And here's like, there you go. And boom, you get Basic Instinct.
Of course, Basic Instinct.
Because you wanted to see some of them, Sharon Stone over here. And then sadly, there's not that much nudity in the film. and I realized I should have probably spent my money on a horror slasher from the 80s because those have more tits than this thing. I don't love Basic Instinct. I actually ended up paying attention to the movie, and the movie makes no sense. Joe Esterhaus is a trash writer. He writes trash movies.
Fair.
The best fucking thing he has ever been involved in is fucking Showgirls, and that's because of Verhoeven. It's not even because of him. Verhoeven made that shit great. This, though, pissed me off, and I'm going to tell you why. What's the name of the woman from Waterworld? She has a long last name.
Damn it.
Fuck, she has a long last name.
Yeah.
Triplehorn. Yes.
Yeah.
Triplehorn. Jean Triplehorn. They make this movie where they are accusing Sharon Stone because she says she writes murder novel mystery things of she's been a killer, right?
Yeah.
Because the killer killed a person similarly to one of her books. And then Michael Douglas is investigating the thing and blah, blah, blah. And his ex-lover, who's Jean Triplehorn, who's hot, by the way, in this movie. That scene where he just grabs her from behind against the wall is like, damn! My 12-year-old mind was blown! Like, that's the shit! So, yeah, they make her seem like she's the jealous one and blah, blah, blah. And in the end, spoiler alert for fucking Basic Instinct, it kind of looks like Jean Triplehorn was wearing the blonde wig and killing the people and blah, 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 right?
Yeah.
So Michael Douglas goes to Sharon Stone and they have sex and happy ending. And then she reaches under the bed and there's the fucking ice pick. And they zoom into her face, which has the same look that she has in that poster, like, evil. I'm going to ask you a question, Mike.
Yes.
If you cut the last 30 seconds of that movie, and instead of showing the ice pick under the bed, they just look happy in bed and you roll to credits, does the movie have any consistency issues? Like, does it make any difference?
I don't think so.
It does not, because the whole movie is wishy-washy.
Yeah.
It never gives you any solid evidence one way or the other. They wanted to have their cake and eat it too. I actually investigated this later, and they actually ran the two endings with test screenings. Because in one ending, she's clearly innocent, and in the other one, there's the small twist that like she was the killer, but love changed her or some bullshit, right? This is the ending that tested better. So the fucking movie is structured right down the middle, so there's no empirical evidence in the movie either way. That's some fucking bullshit. If you're a decent writer, you pick a lane and you stick to it. I wanted, if the studio makes you change the ending because of fucking test screening, I want you to break your movie and make no longer sense, because that means you were committed. The only thing Joe Esterhaus committed to with this was showing sexy women and making money. Fucking asshole. I regret renting this with my money. I should have definitely read Sleepover Camp instead.
Probably would have been better.
Next question. Who's your favorite actor?
Okay. So this is my favorite actor. The man, the myth, the legend, Kurt Russell. But since we have a question already based off the man, I want to talk about him later because I want to, make these questions good. So I went with my second choice.
Interesting.
The man that can do no wrong. Clearly. Bring him up. Hang on.
Fuck yeah.
The man, the myth, the legend, Jeff fucking Goldblum. Now, I saw this man for the first time in the movie pictured, Jurassic Park. Then I saw him in Independence Day and I went, I fucking love the shit out of this man. This man is fucking amazing. Everything this guy does, working with Wes Anderson, fucking his 80s movies, Adventures of Buckaroo Banzai Across the Eighth Dimension, Dude, this guy, his very first movie, Death Wish, and the very tiny fucking part he has, he is unique. The Fly, everything he chooses, he has this demeanor about him that is just so wacky, but so fucking fantastic. The man has chemistry with people like no other. He's the ultimate fucking what's the word that can describe this guy? He's an ultimate hunk guy. He's the ultimate fucking like the way he presents himself. And I got to meet him a couple years ago on my friend's birthday. We went to go see him do his jazz piano out in LA, and I got to shake this man's hand and tell him how much his fucking movies have meant to me, and he couldn't have been fucking sweeter. He is such an amazing presence. Everything I see him in, he is so fucking incredible. Even if I did not like the movie he was in, I enjoyed his performance every single time because he is just an enigma. Like the way he talks, the way he presents himself is just so out there and so fucking fantastic. His fucking TV show on Disney Plus is amazing. The World According to Jeff Goldblum. They gave him a fucking show.
I saw an episode of him trying ice cream, and it was like a puppy.
Yeah.
Who just discovered a bone for the first time.
And that's what I like everything he talks, the way he talks in interviews, the way he presents himself on that show, the way he talks about things is just so fantastic because he makes it to where you enjoy it as well. Like he just has that happiness to him, and he presents it out always as positive. His music is fucking incredible. His jazz fucking piano, he is so fucking good. I love this guy. And recently, if you check out my Facebook page, I presented it's him and Sam Neill doing music together. It's fucking great.
So, great fucking choices, by the way. Let's flip things around again.
Yes. Hey, Nazario, who's your favorite actor?
Good question. When I was a young, impressionable kid, and also pretty dumb, I used to tell everybody that my favorite actor was Bruce Willis. Because back then, he cared about his movies.
Yes.
He was funny, and I still didn't know he was a giant asshole.
It's true. It's true.
I don't know what the fuck happened to that guy after The Sixth Sense, man.
Yeah.
Maybe Unbreakable. Let's say after.
I'll say Unbreakable, yeah.
But yeah, I cannot longer say that guy is my favorite actor because he just no. So I actually went with somebody who I consider to be very, very intriguing younger actor. I'm going with Ryan Gosling.
Oh,
First of all, look at that man. It's a piece of man right there. Even in this film, The Place Beyond the Pines, which is not perfect, he is never uninteresting in it. I respect the choices he makes as an actor, and I respect more the projects he chooses to do. He has the look, so he could have gone really easily for the easy pickings. I remember he made an impression on me even from the first movie that I saw him in. That I remember, it was Murder by Numbers.
Yes.
Even back then, I was like, wow, that kid has something interesting. And that movie is okay. It's not great. It's not trash either. But
it's
it was
a good fucking movie.
Yeah, it was not on him. It was more on Bullock. But I remember thinking, this kid is good. And then he showed up and Remember the Titans. I was like, okay, pick better. And then, like, he started doing the weird, like, indie movies, and he showed up in Blue Valentine and Half Nelson and That Place Beyond the Pines and fucking Drive. And then I realized that this kid not only can act, which is fucking gold, he knows how to pick decent projects. And he didn't sell, I mean, he did a bit, like everybody does. Like, he also did Crazy Stupid Love, which, to be fair, is a pretty fucking good movie in its own right as a comedy. But he didn't go the easy route where he could be all like the hunky guy in the stupid romantic comedies, which he could probably like just slide life through doing that shit. Similar to Chris Evans, who I actually consider a lot for this because Chris Evans is another youngish actor that started doing like fucking Not Another Teen Movie, which in itself is a great fucking parody movie. And then he started doing the hunky thing, and then he decided to pick more interesting projects. Fucking Snowpiercer and shit, you know?
Yeah.
So, yeah, for those reasons, basically, this man, I mean, Blade Runner 2049. Jesus. That's fucking gold right there. And basically, he has become the one guy that it doesn't matter what the movie is. If he's in the cast, I'm going to check it out. Not saying the guy is perfect. Nobody is.
Yeah.
Matt Damon was pretty perfect for a while there, and then he fucking did Brothers Grimm. But nobody's perfect. So, but the thing is that he has gotten to the point for me that if I see the cast list and I see Ryan Gosling's mug over there, it's like, yep, I'm going to check that shit out. So, fucking Ryan Gosling is fucking gold. And I stick by it. Next question.
I like the pick. Here we go.
Who is your favorite actress?
Okay, this was a little bit harder to narrow down because I got a few of them, but looking at filmographies and stuff like that, I went, this is the one actress that everything she pops in on, I will always check out, and she's always fucking fantastic in. It is Rachel Weisz. And yeah, it's a lot of it has to do with the Mummy movies, especially like Mummy 1 and 2. Yeah.
I did not expect that.
I know you didn't. Most people don't. The Mummy 1 and 2, I fucking love her, and I think her and Brendan Fraser have the best fucking chemistry on the planet. Constant Gardner, she's great in. Constantine, she's fucking great in. The Lobster, she's fantastic in. The Favorite, she is great in. Even like her smaller roles in like Chain Reaction with fucking Keanu, I enjoy her, and she's just so fucking great. The Brothers Bloom, I think, is one of my favorite performances by her. Definitely maybe in the very small, like, yeah.
The Shape of Things.
Shape of Things is also good. I like I love the way she chooses her roles because she's not just picking anything. She is very selective on most of the movies she chooses to go with, and for a reason, because every movie she does, she fucking knocks it out of the park.
Even when she shows up in trash, like, what's the name of that Sam Raimi Wizard of Oz movie? The Great and Powerful Oz?
Yeah.
Oz the Great and Powerful?
Oz the Great and Powerful.
Yeah, she plays the other Wicked Witch.
Yeah.
It's kind of stupid, but she does it well.
Yeah, she does it well. Even in the shitty movie, she does a fucking great performance. She puts it all out there.
So why do you think she skipped The Mummy, The Tomb of the Dragon Emperor?
Probably because the script was fucking shit. And she probably went, fuck that nonsense. I never actually looked into why she skipped that, but I'm kind of glad she did because I even believe Brendan Fraser realized that he fucked up doing the third movie.
I'm going to be honest. I didn't even like the second, but I do really
I enjoyed the second up until the CGI rock. Up until the CGI rock, I was having a good time.
It kind of bothers me when movies are that transparent about being a photocopy of the original.
Fair.
This is what the Ghostbusters 2 guy is saying. Come on. People say that movie is a fucking carbon copy of the first one, but I think it is and it isn't. It has different things, different concepts, but fair. I'll take that bullet. But for example, like this, like the Hangover 2 and Hangover situation.
Yeah, that's literally the same.
Yeah, the Mummy Returns to me feels so close to the Mummy that it's not even like.
But see, that's the thing. They go on an actual, like the Mummy. They go on an adventure, but it's literally to Hamunaptra. Mummy Returns. They're going all over the fucking place. They are taking a journey while they are exploring the son. I can't think of the son's name, but exploring the things he does with the fucking amulet that he has.
I mean, one has a big sand face of Imhotep, the other has a
No,
big
see,
water
fair.
face.
That is literally a carbon copy. I will agree with you on.
When I watched the Tomb of the Dragon Emperor, when Maria Bello shows up, everybody's like, "You look different," and she's like, "Things happen," and I was like, "Shut up." I fucking hate when they do the recast and they want to cleverly adapt it. Fuck you and your recast. I mean, the only way to like really be able to justify a recap is like if the original actor just is no longer alive, you know.
Exactly.
To me, that's it. But yes, fucking Rachel Weisz is a fucking perfect pick, and she was actually in contention for my pick.
Oh, hey Nazar, guess what? Who's your favorite actress?
Similar to my concept for my favorite actor, I decided to go with somebody more recent because if you had asked me probably in 1993, I would say Meg Ryan because I thought she was cute. And I thought she was so cute and lovable as a button and everything she showed up in. And probably she did until Kate and Leopold. And after that, I don't know what she was doing. She did one movie with the boxer, but she was like the manager. It was weird.
Yeah.
Anyway, then she got like operations and her face turned funky. I don't know. She's a good actress. She's not an asshole like Bruce Willis. For this, I actually have like you said, there's so many good actresses, man. It's like Rachel Weisz, top of the list.
Yeah.
For me, Michelle Williams, fucking top of the list. You know, it's like it's a lot more difficult to pick. Natalie Portman, I actually think it's actually a great fucking underrated pick because she has become so famous that people don't no longer give her credit for the things she does. Harry Mulligan, that's another one that is actually like a brilliant little pick. But I have to say that at this moment, even though those are all like brilliant, perfect, acceptable picks, I gotta go with Amy Adams. This woman, it's so real when everything she does. I cannot even explain it. If she has to be a cartoon, she's a fucking cartoon. Like she did in Enchanted. If she has to be a goofy, lovable, silly person in the dancing, like in the Muppet movie, she is that. If she has to be a concerned mother that has to have the weight of knowing the future of her daughter's sickness in Arrival, she will fucking do it, you know? And you will be convinced. You will be convinced to your heart that she is the person that she's trying to show you she is. I have no idea how this woman, to this point, has not earned an Oscar, honestly.
Yeah.
She basically, out of the gate with Junebug. Have you seen Junebug?
Yeah. Junebug is fucking fantastic.
She was nominated for Junebug, but she was like, she must have. I don't understand how she didn't win. There are some times where I think the Oscars just want to troll us.
Yeah,
that it's so clear that one person has to be the year winner, and then he doesn't win. That I honestly feel like it's trolling us. Sometimes the person never goes back to where it was supposed to be. Like Kate Hudson, for example. Like you cannot justify not giving the supporting actress to Kate Hudson for Almost Famous. That's just unjustifiable to me. But then she made a trash out of her career, so fuck her. It's like you cannot really convince me that fucking, I think it was Mark Rylance who won the Oscar over Sylvester Stallone for Rocky in Creed. I mean, that was the one time he actually convinced me that Rocky was a real person. Because I mean, I love the Rocky movies, but the man is a cartoon. I don't know, man. The fact that this woman hasn't earned an Oscar yet is beyond me. I just hope we don't fucking realize too late and give her an Oscar that for a movie that is less than, like it has happened to so many actors and directors over the years, or worse yet, give her a fucking lifetime achievement one after she's dead.
Yeah.
So for now, just like with Ryan Gosling, the woman is in the cast list. I'm gonna fucking check up that movie. It might not be great, but it will not be because of her. I fucking assure you that.
Great fucking pick.
Next question. Who's your favorite director?
Now,
Oh,
I wonder who it could be.
who it could be.
I know, man. It's not like this shirt's fucking saying anything right now. But yes, it's the only answer to the question. Excuse me. It's Steven fucking Spielberg. This man is a fucking legend. This is a guy that appeared on the goddamn top 100 directors book. He fucking appeared on the cover. This is a guy who transcends fucking filmmaking. He is known, like, when people even non-movie buffs, when they ask about a director, they can maybe name a few of them, but the one name that they can always name is fucking Steven Spielberg. He has done such amazing movies that will stay with me forever. Jaws, E.T., Jurassic Park, Saving Private Ryan, Empire of the Sun. The list fucking goes on. The fucking Indiana Jones movies. Everything this guy touches, for the most part, is fucking gold to me. Like, he just has this way about him. The way he directs, especially the way he directs kids, is incredible. He just brings these performances out that most people wouldn't be able to. The stories he chooses to make, he always has a reason for it, and he goes full on into it for the most part. Every single time, he puts everything he can. The story of Jaws, how he decided, I'm going to keep fucking doing it on the open water, even though this shit is fucking killing me and is killing the crew. I'm going to continue this shit. He went over budget, but it did not matter. He changed blockbusters forever. He has surpassed many directors throughout their career as he continues to move on. He took a small break between Kingdom of the Crystal Skull and Warhorse, because I believe that was like a 4-year difference or 3-year difference. He took like 3-4 years off there for a little bit, and then he just continued on. And yes, he has changed the projects he tends to do. With the exception of Ready Player One, he's chosen to go the more drama route or biopic route recently. And I still love the things he pulls out. But yes, 80s and 90s Spielberg to me will always be the ultimate Spielberg. Those movies are fucking fantastic from beginning to end. Everything about this man, I love. This is a guy that I'd give anything to fucking have a conversation with.
You know, for me, I think I would say the 2000s Spielberg is my most intriguing period. Because, yes, 90s gave us probably the top in quality, undisputable thing with Schindler's List and Saving Private Ryan and Jurassic Park. But damn, man, when I think about, like, what do I like what would I just fucking rewatch on a fucking loop and don't get fucking tired of? AI, Munich, Minority Report.
Catch Me If You Can, goddamn, man.
Catch Me If You Can. Damn, that's the shit. 2000 Spielberg, though, yeah. I mean, he also made The Terminal, which is not as bad as people say it is.
Yeah, it's a great fucking movie. Excuse me. Fuck those people.
Fair. This is not a surprising pick.
No.
But I like your consistency. And that is a fucking great picture of Spielberg right there, by the way.
Yeah, one of my favorite pictures of all time is Spielberg. Hey, Nazario, who's your favorite director?
This was a tough question. First thing I'm going to say is not Tim Burton. Tim Burton has a special place in my heart. He does. He is the first person I felt spoke to me in theater. Yeah, because I went to see Beetlejuice, and I was like, wow, this movie feels like it's made for me. And then my dad is like, well, that's the guy who's making Batman, which is also my favorite superhero. And I was like, the guy who made that is going to make Batman? This is going to be fucking beautiful. And it was. And then it just got even better with Batman Returns. But the reality is, the man has struggled a bit with consistency. I do not dislike any movie he has made except one. I cannot tolerate Alice in Wonderland for some reason. It fucking tickles me the wrong way. Because I really love Alice in Wonderland. I love Peter Pan. Those classic stories are for me. But When you expect somebody to just hit it out of the park and they don't, fucking bothers me more than if they did something acceptable. But other than saying that, yes, there are many directors that could have filled in this spot. I mean, Denis Villeneuve has not made a bad movie yet. Quentin Tarantino is the go-to guy for me in this kind of situations because I love every single thing the guy makes. And I love so much the way he makes dialogue work that I could watch 10 hours of two people sitting in a chair and talking and everybody would say shit except me because I would love it. But if I had to pick somebody out of like a quality level, it was between two people, to be honest. One that it didn't get picked was Spike Jonze. Because I feel Spike Jonze, even though I adore all 4 movies he has made, I think they are perfect films. I think he's more interested in other stuff. That's why he has only made 4 movies in 21 years. And I don't think he's gonna do anything soon either.
Yeah.
So I went with the guy that I also got to know around the same late 90s time and has kept making movies consistently on a chef kiss perfection level so far. Paul Thomas Anderson. This man made Hard Eight straight out of his first attempt. That was a made director, man. Some people struggle to find their footing when they're starting doing movies for the first time. They don't have like a personal style. They don't have like a camera style. They don't have the thing that you can taste in every movie that, yeah, that's that director. This guy was fucking ready-made when that movie came out in 1996, I think, or 7. Hard Eight.
Sounds about right, yeah.
And his sophomore attempt is fucking Boogie Nights. His third movie is Magnolia. That's some ridiculous shit right there. I don't care what Cody Newberry says. Magnolia is fucking perfection. Then he's like, you know what? I have been doing these 3-hour movies for a while. Let's try a comedy. I'm going to get fucking Adam Sandler and get something going here. And he makes Punch Drunk Love, which is probably one of the best romantic movies ever made. With Emily Watson, which, by the way, is also an underrated actress because she's fucking adorable and lovable. Dude, the man does no wrong. Then he just teams up with fucking Johnny Greenwood from Radiohead, one of the best rock bands of all time. And he said, like, you want to score my movies? Cool. Here's the first one. 20 minutes of just music at the beginning with no dialogue. Make that shit work. And they give you There Will Be Blood. There are really no words for that. The level of quality this man presents. And I haven't even mentioned The Master. The Master, which is Joaquin Phoenix and fucking Philip Seymour Hoffman again, top of their game. Phantom Thread it's a fucking movie about a middle of the 19th century or the 20th century. Fucking, what's the word in English for a sastre? Like a guy who makes fucking tools.
Yeah. Fuck. What's the goddamn word?
Fuck it, I'm in Spanish saying sastre. Es un sastre that makes dresses for women.
Yeah.
And the movie's about how fucking insane and twisted the guy is and how he gets into a fucking toxic relationship with a woman that literally poisons him. And it's perfect! How does he fucking do that? I don't know. The man is a fucking living treasure. I don't care. And yes, he made the movie I'm forgetting the name of. Fuck, with Joaquin Phoenix.
Oh,
he's a detective.
Inherent Vice?
Inherent Vice.
Yeah, Inherent Vice. Yeah.
That movie's
Yeah.
Is the one thing he didn't fully write. He adapted that from a book. And it's a good movie. I'm not saying it's a bad one. I'm just saying it's the lesser of his work. But you know one fucking thing. When the lesser of your fucking movies is Inherent Vice, you're fucking well standing, sir. So yeah, Paul Thomas Anderson, man. I mean, it's undeniable. Gotta go with the man. It's a fucking hour and 12 minutes long already, Mike. I don't fucking care. Let's keep going.
Okay, so since...
What's your favorite bad movie?
with this question, since we may be doing an upcoming show that we have our favorite movie on, we decided to do bad movie. Now, bad movie, there's only one. Now, see, this is my thing with bad movies or guilty pleasures. I don't think there are guilty pleasures out there. I think there's movies you enjoy and movies you fucking don't. You don't need to be fucking ashamed for liking a bad movie. If you like it, you fucking like it. There are people out there that love The Fucking Room. Legitimately, not because I'm making fun of it. They legitimately fucking love that movie. So fuck it. Love what you love. Now, see, this is easy for me to go through. Like, I fucking love 80s horror. There's so many fucking movies that I could probably make a choice of and it'd be considered a bad movie. But I went with the ultimate movie that people trash constantly, but has come around to have a cult following for sure. It is Maximum Overdrive. Emilio Estevez, baby. I fucking love this movie. It's got a fucking 18 machine that says fuck you. It's got a soda machine that hits a dude in the nuts and then in the face, killing him and kills little kids. Like, this movie is so fucking, and that happens in the first 5 minutes of the goddamn movie. This movie is such insanity. I cannot take my eyes off of it. Fucking killer trucks killing people. It is such a ridiculous out of the fucking Stephen King had to be on fucking coke when he did this movie because
I'm pretty sure he fucking was.
Yes. Yeah, like he had to be because it's fucking insanity and he's never directed again. And for he says it himself, it's for good reason. But this movie is so insane, so fucking crazy. The performances are so like corny that I love the shit out of it. It is such an amazing fucking movie to watch. If somebody has never heard of this movie at all, you don't tell them, you don't show them the trailer, you don't tell them anything about it, you just put it on and let them fucking enjoy it because it's a fucking ride. It is a fucking ride. And Emilio Estevez during this period, this is during the period of him doing like fucking Breakfast Club and shit. He fucking pops in this movie. It's such an amazing choice he makes with this movie.
But he actually had like history trying to do weird shit.
Yeah,
sure. Repo Man too.
Yeah, no, see, Repo Man is what I was going to bring up. He did another movie just like this, Repo Man, which Repo Man is fucking incredible. And yeah, that's a movie I love to death. And this is like early 80s and early 90s Emilio absolutely fucking loves. And this movie is just so batshit crazy. I love everything about it. The kills in this are fucking incredible. The fucking Bible salesman who the encyclopedia salesman who gets fucking hit out of his shoes. It's fucking great. I love this movie.
Fair. I actually have no bad thoughts about that movie. People give it a lot of shit, but it's entertaining as fuck.
Yeah.
And if you like cars and if you like gore shit, it's just a fucking movie for you. Bad movies, huh? Well, my pick is definitely bad. I don't even know if it's a movie. I mean, technically, I guess. I don't know, but the one thing it is fucking addictive. When this shit is on TV, I never seem to pop it in for any good reason, but when I find it like changing channels, for some reason I get hypnotized and I just watch it again. It's Freddy Got Fingered.
God damn.
I cannot explain what this movie is or why it's so fucking entertaining to me. I think Tom Green is trolling the world in this movie.
100%.
He was trolling people already in that show he made for MTV until people got pissed at him. But I don't understand why they turn on him. He never did anything different. He was always a fucking troll.
Yeah, he's always been consistent.
As a fellow troll, I respect it. You have to keep on brand, Somebody decided to give him fucking money and make a movie, and what he decided to do was this thing where he subverts expectations at any given moment on the movie. There's this guy, I don't remember his name, I think it's Harlan something. He made that movie with what's the movie where the three guys are dressed as women and one of them is is fucking Lex Luthor from Smallville. Sorority Girls, I think.
Are you talking about Harlan Williams?
Harlan Williams, that's his name?
Yeah, the guy from like Employee of the Month that I can't think. Oh, Rocket Man. No, not Rocket Man. What the fuck is it called?
Google him. Harlan Williams.
That guy.
Yes, that's him. Harlan Williams is in this movie for one scene, and he goes against type because we all know what Harlan Williams plays. He's always the goofy guy, and he just goes like, I'm the straight guy who has the job, who just wants to hang out with Tom Green for a second in this makeshift skateboarding ramp he made in the garage of his house. Yeah. And he fucking fell down on a nail and bust his fucking knee wide open, and Tom Green jumps in and licks his wound. Why? I don't fucking know. He hangs sausages all over the room and decides to play in the piano with meat hanging from
Daddy, would you like some sausages?
Daddy, would you like some sausage? Daddy, would you like some sausages? And he repeats it ad nauseum to the point that it stopped being a word. It stopped being a phrase. It's just kind of like a sound. It's like a child's just going, ah, ah, ah. It's hypnotic.
Yeah.
It's, I don't know. And then he even uses setup technique in the movie. He actually got, he runs near a farm and he sees a horse and he's like, that horse has a dick. I should probably fucking jack him off. And he does. And he pays that out later in the movie. Because then later in the movie when Rip Torn is wanting to kill him, by the way, what the fuck is Rip Torn doing here? And then Rip Torn is trying to kill him because he spent all his money taking Rip Torn's house into the fucking Middle East. And there they find a fucking elephant and he's like, Daddy, I'm going to make you proud. Look what I can do. And he pays it off because he jacks up that elephant like a fucking pro and showers Rip Torn with elephant cum. And then that is the moment when they chose to say, like, this is the epiphany. This is when Rip Torn is like, you make me proud, son. What the fuck?
Damn it.
The Freddy from the title is the fucking kid from American Pie.
Yeah.
Eddie K. Thomas.
Yes.
And he's like, he's not in the movie. He's like in 2 minutes of the movie. And the couple of scenes he's in the movie, he's just so fucking Tom Green and tell the psychiatrist that Freddy got fingered by his dad because he wants his dad to get in trouble. Yeah. And then they take him like to this fucking orphanage where there's like a bunch of abused kids, like 10 and 8 years old, and they bring this fucking 20-year-old man, and they're like, he got fingered too, so he stays here. What? And poor fucking Marissa Coughlan.
Yeah.
She's like, I wanna make movies. Do you have a role for me? It's like, can you pretend to be crippled in a wheelchair and like getting your legs beat up with a whip? Because that's hot. I don't know. I cannot even tell you guys to go watch this. I don't know if it's worth it. I mean, it's something.
Oh, it's definitely something.
It's fucking Zebras in America. I haven't seen this in like 5 years, and I can quote everything. Anthony Michael Hall is in this movie. Drew Barrymore is in this movie. He has a cartoon called Zebras in America. And they just go, look at my hooves, Dad. Look at my hooves. Look at my hooves. I'm a zebra. I think my mind just fucking melted. Let's move on.
Fair.
Jesus. Spielberg or Burton, man.
I don't know. You know, this is a hard one for me. This is probably the hardest question I've ever had. No, fuck that. It's Spielberg all the way. Okay, I love early Tim Burton. I really do. But there's no fucking chance in hell I pick Burton over Spielberg. It's Spielberg all the way. Like, everything about the man is fucking incredible. He can do no wrong in my eyes. Spielberg is God. Put it on the list.
You know what?
No,
We didn't think of something, Mike. When we pre-taped this episode, we forgot we had a running counter going.
Yes.
So since we don't know what the other people are going to pick, we cannot fucking do the counter.
True.
It doesn't matter because of the magic of editing, I am going to superpose right here the results. It's going to be right here. And I'm picking Burton because fuck you!
The war continues.
The man did some representation. I mean, it's ridiculous. It hasn't got this fucking far. Honestly. Like, for real. Tim Burton is a decent director. He's an original vision. He has made a lot of interesting shit. I got people that back me that Charlie and the Chocolate Factory is better than Willy Wonka.
Which is the most insane take ever.
The one thing Willy Wonka has better is Willy Wonka himself, Gene Wilder. Can you honestly tell me that you get Gene Wilder and you put him in Charlie and the Chocolate Factory replacing fucking Johnny Depp and it's not a better film?
No.
It is fucking a better film. What the fucks are bad eggs? No one knows a bad egg is a bad nut. Read the book. Fair. Next question. I'm going to flip it again. Kurt Russell, yes or no?
Well, yeah, my favorite actor of all time is fucking Kurt Russell. Yeah, it's Kurt Russell. Yes, all the way. Fucking Big Trouble in Little China alone. Just give him that fucking movie and he fucking surpasses yes forever. The Thing. Fucking Escape from New York and LA. Goddamn fucking Tango and Cash. And he plays fucking Santa Claus. The man plays Santa Claus. He's the most amazing Santa Claus on the planet. The beard alone makes the man the legend. He was a fucking Disney kid, for Christ's sakes. Overboard, you go in there. And then you get into the fucking Unlawful Entry with him and Ray Liotta, which is batshit nuts, but I love it. You got Breakdown, which is such a fantastic fucking thriller with him. Vanilla Sky, with him in a small role in Vanilla Sky, is great. The guy is fucking legendary. And I will not name the movie that everyone names because fuck it. They've already named it so many times. You don't need to. Even the movies I hate, the fucking Fast and Furious movies, I love him in that. Those fucking
Mr. Nobody.
Yeah, Mr. Nobody's fucking fantastic in that.
Yeah.
I watched a movie called Crypto. He's on the cover. He's only in it for 5 fucking minutes. Fucking killed me. Kurt Russell can do no wrong. He is
I'm going to go ahead and say yes to the man too because, I mean, who the fuck says no to Kurt Russell? And I'm going to tell you, he's a great fucking Santa Claus.
Yes.
Ho, 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 bitch. Fucking Kurt Russell, it's fucking great. He's such a likable character that I don't understand anybody who just shows up to a movie that has him as a main character and says like, you know what? No. Because that person would be an asshole.
Exactly.
Nobody really talks about executive decision, but
executive decision is fucking great with
it's
him.
the shit.
Yeah.
They put Steven fucking Seagal in the fucking poster, and the guy dies like 2 minutes into the movie.
Not only that, but he even put, he goes, I need to die holding this together. But Steven, that's not possible. I don't give a fuck. I'm holding it together.
Dude, I mean, Kurt Russell, man. Even Captain Ron, which I don't love.
Oh, I love Captain Ron. Captain Ron is shit.
You cannot deny that the man is charming in that film. I mean, he's fucking great. And the way he has been used by Quentin Tarantino is fucking perfect. I mean, my favorite of the 3 characters has to be John the Hangman Ruth.
He's fucking incredible.
He's fucking perfect. Even the stuntman that he plays in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood and Stuntman Mike.
Stuntman Mike.
Fucking Stuntman Mike. What's my name? Stuntman Mike.
And when
what does he
he's
do?
in the car with her.
Stuntman.
Yeah. when he's in the car with her and he goes, "Which way you going?" is such a fantastic fucking sequence because the way it fucking turns that quick.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry because I just wish you had said the other way because
Yeah.
we're going this way anyway, but we could have at least been cordial for a little bit. God damn, that's a man right there. Kurt Russell, fucking yes. Next question. Bruce Campbell, yes, no, or groovy.
There's literally only one answer to this. It's fucking groovy. Okay, the man, like, holy fuck, the ultimate B movie actor is right here. This man has done most crazy batshit nonsense movie. He did a movie called Alien Invasion, for Christ's sake, a sci-fi original, The Terminal, which is basically The Thing. It's literally a thing. He fucking remade Twister called Tornado. This fucking guy is incredible. He directed The Man Without a Brain and My Name is Bruce. The two most crazy batshit ideas ever. The cheapest fucking movies on the planet, but it's so fucking fantastic. Bruce Campbell is a maniac cop. Bubba fucking Hotep. The Evil Dead movies speak for themselves. They're fucking amazing. But it's his portions that he pops in these random fucking movies that nobody knows of that I love most about him because he goes full on. And I'm so glad because after Adventures of Briscoe County Jr., he kind of got screwed over there. He only had a season of it. It sucked. Then he got into Burn Notice. And he fucking had a TV career out of him. And I really hope that they bring back Adventures of Briscoe County Jr. Because that dude deserves more seasons of that fucking show. He is an incredible fucking presence because that dude would do, like, you saw in the Evil Dead movies. He's smashing himself over the head. He's fucking doing front flips. He's not a stunt man. He's just fucking doing it because he knows it needs to get done for the goddamn role. And he does it with a smile on his face. The dude is fucking incredible. He's groovy all the way. That's
It's groovy. It's fucking groovy, man. I mean, he's the fucking Surgeon General of Beverly Hills.
Yes, he is.
How can you say anything less than groovy to that man? The triple cameo thing in the Spider-Man movies is fucking gold. Yeah. All three characters are fucking pitch perfect, even though one of them is French. And he still makes it fucking work. My Name is Bruce is the most meta piece of shit I have ever seen. And it's the best.
It's so great.
He's fucking. He just knows who he is and knows who he's perceived as, and he just fucking embraced it.
Yeah, he goes straight on into it. And I got to meet the guy, and the guy is just as you would expect in person. He's fucking incredible.
The one thing he's not good at is being a host for the Schmoedown because he said the answer twice. I mean, other than that, fucking cool. So, wait. Oh. We have the counter right here. Magic. Yeah. I don't even know if I'm going to be able to do that. I'm just going to try.
Fuck it.
If not, I'll stick it in the end. Boom. Final count. So, to wrap this up for the final time, recommend 2 movies people would expect from you, Mike.
Now, see, this was actually kind of difficult for me because I was trying to think of what people wouldn't expect from me, and I was trying to find good. So I went, okay, any musicals out there that I can recommend that people wouldn't expect from me? No, because all mine are horror musicals, so people would expect it. So the first one I got was I went, okay, do you know what? Most people probably don't realize that I love a good portion of romantic comedy movies. You know, I'm a big sucker for those, and there's one in particular that I've always loved, and it was because of the show Friends. You know, Matthew Perry. I loved the fucking Chandler so much, and this is basically him playing Chandler all the way, and I just couldn't get enough of it. So I chose Fools Rush In with him and Salma Hayek.
For a second there, I thought you were going to Bruce Willis one. Jesus.
The whole 9 yards. No, I'm going Fools Rush In. I love this movie. This movie gets fucking shit on a good portion, and I don't see, like, I understand it's a cookie cutter romantic comedy. It really is, but I don't care. It's fucking amazing. He has one of the greatest lines where he meets her family and he meets her ex. And the guy goes, she says, "This is Chewy." So he reaches his hand out. He goes, "Hey, Chewy, Luke Skywalker. It's fucking such a stupid joke, but it is Matthew Perry all the way. And then he's walking up the steps after she's been in his house after they got it. She's moved in and she has been updating their house with a bunch of shit. And he walks in and it's like the most ridiculous sized cross ever. The thing takes up like half the fucking wall, and he looks at it and goes, Jesus Christ. He gets so fucking freaked by it. He is such an amazing comedy presence, and I wish he had a better career than he did later on after Friends, because he fucking deserved it. This movie is such a sweet concept. It's such a sweet movie. Both of them are great together in it. The moment that both parents meet each other is fantastic. I love the comedy in this movie. He did another one called Three to Tango, which I also enjoy the hell out of. Him and Oliver Platt are hilarious together.
I think I saw that.
It's Nev Campbell as well.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I enjoy this movie. I recommend this movie to anybody who likes romantic comedies. You'll get a kick out of it. That's my first recommendation. Now, my second one, I went very independent with this movie. This movie I discovered because I was back a couple of years ago. I was really into the Nerdist podcast, and I listened to it religiously. Every fucking chance I could, I listened to that podcast. And I don't know if it was produced by Chris Hardwick or produced by Nerdist, but it was one of the two. And it's a movie that came out that I went, okay, this seems like an interesting concept. Zero Charisma. This movie is about Dungeons and Dragons, playing Dungeons and Dragons. The guy on the cover, he's a dungeon master, and he's the most dick-headed fucking guy ever. He's the biggest asshole ever in this movie, and it's amazing that he's the main character because he's the most unlikable piece of shit. The first scene in this movie is them with his friends, and they're playing Dungeons and Dragons, and one of the guys has to get up because he has to have a phone call with his wife, and his wife is divorcing him because of all the Dungeons and Dragons, because he's spending too much time on it. So he tells the main character, he goes, I gotta go home, I gotta fix this with my wife. The guy could give two shits. He just goes, no, we need to finish the game. We need to finish the fucking game. And that's throughout the entire movie. It's just him being the most dick-headed dungeon master ever. But it delves deep into Dungeons and how people play Dungeons and Dragons. It's such a great fucking movie. It gets so insane towards the last third of the movie, which I will not spoil anything. But
What year is this movie from?
I want to say it's like 2014, 2015-ish, maybe a little bit younger. Let me see. Let me look it up real quick. It's in the 2010s for sure. Zero Charisma. It's 2013. But yeah, this movie is very independent. But the performance by him, the main character, is fucking fantastic. He plays such a great dickwad. And you kind of feel bad for him towards the end because everything he does, he just keeps fucking up. And I don't think he's meaning to. It's just who he is. His best friend gets fucked over so many times in this movie. But if you love any sci-fi, fantasy, board games, especially if you love board games like Dungeons and Dragons, shit like that, role-playing games, you'll enjoy the hell out of this movie. This movie is fantastic.
I don't think I've ever heard of this before.
I don't doubt that.
I don't even know if is this available like anywhere?
I got it off a DVD through Amazon years ago when it first came out. Let me see if it's actually up anywhere. Zero Charisma. You can get it on Tubi free right now. Tubi TV is free. Vudu, it's free right now, and Crackle, it's free. So you can go watch it for free with a couple commercials.
Oh, Peacock.
Oh, it's on Peacock as well. There you go.
Yeah. Peacock, Vudu, Tubi, and Crackle. You know what? Might check it out. I love Dungeons and Dragons in theory. I haven't fucking sat down and played it in years because that is the most time-absorbing, time-consuming thing ever.
100%.
So, yeah, I did not expect that from you, Mike. So, good job there. Flip the script.
Recommend 2 movies, Missouri, that people wouldn't expect from you. So I don't want to see Back to the Future on this list. No. Or Ghostbusters. None of that bullshit.
None of that fucking shit. First one I'm gonna go with. I honestly don't even know because I tell people every shit I like, so I just assume that they know what I wanna suggest. But the first time I'm gonna go with this one is Jean-Pierre Jeunot's A Very Long Engagement. This movie is in French. It's most people know Audrey Tautou, the actress in the picture, because she made the movie Amélie. Did you watch Amélie?
Yes.
Did you like it?
Yeah. I enjoyed it.
Most people did. It's a lovable little French film directed by the same guy, Jean-Pierre Jeunet.
Okay.
And after they were so successful with this one, they decided to make a second movie. But instead of going back to the romantic comedy, they decided to make a World War I romance story. This movie gets dark real fast, but in a good way. It's not like a fucked up movie. It's just basically like a very sad drama. She was meant to marry Manet, I think is his name, Manet. He even wrote Manet Alma. I forgot her name. It's also with an M. In the door of the church the day before he went to war. The thing is, like most people know, World War I was kind of a fucked up situation. So when they realized that there was no coming back from this, Manet and like 4 other soldiers decided to injure themselves, so they could tell the French officers that they were injured and they should be sent back home. Well, they got caught. And apparently, what the French did with people who self-mutilated to get out of being in the war was fucking throw them in no man's land. So he gets dropped into no man's land with the other soldiers to like fucking die. And they just tell his family and friends that he was killed in action, you know? Which is kind of fucked up when you think about it. But she has a feeling in her heart that he's not dead. And she keeps the dream alive of like once again finding him. So the movie splits into 2 points of view, and it shows 5 years ago when Manet was in no man's land and all the trials and tribulations he goes to surviving. And after he survives, all the things he has to go through to keep on living in the middle of a war-torn country, right?
Yeah.
While at the same time, she keeps investigating with the few evidence that the government gives her where he could have possibly been. So you follow her going to these places where he actually ended up going, and then you see the flashbacks of him actually doing these things, trying to find each other in this 5-year gap after the war. The film is beautiful. It looks very, very interesting. The French side of world wars is not something we usually get to see. Everybody makes fun. They say they're cowards and shit, but which they probably were, but that does not mean they didn't have fun stories.
Yeah.
The ending is kind of heartbreaking. I mean, it has to go one of 2 ways, right?
Yeah.
Well, it goes a third way. Yeah, because it's not even it's an alive or dead situation, but there's a twist, and it's pretty fucking sad when you think about it. But it's also hopeful. Like, this is a fucked up situation to be in, and all the thing we went through, and all the time we waited, and all the love we have for each other cannot beat this. But it's hopeful. If you had an extra scene there, maybe something else happens, and all is good in the world.
Ooh.
If you haven't seen it, go seek it out. It's totally worth the experience. This was honestly in my top 100 last time we did this with the unmentionable one.
Yeah.
But
it was confidential, you know.
Yeah, it's not in this one. So there you go, Cody. Free promotion. Yours is better. And my second recommendation, it's Neil LaBute in The Company of Men.
Oh, okay.
This movie is fucked up. Have you seen it?
No, I have not seen it. I've heard of it, but I have not seen it.
Neil LaBute, who also directed The Shape of Things, which is my favorite movie from him. It's has a very cynical view of the world, especially men. But I think it's kind of earned. These two men, more than anything, Aaron Eckhart, because this was when he was still very unknown. Aaron Eckhart in this movie is a chauvinistic motherfucker who pretty clearly hates women and treats them like shit. But he was wronged by a woman, according to him. The other guy, I forgot his name. Let me quickly look here in the Company of Men cast. Shit. Okay. The other guy is Matt Malloy. Shit, that's Matt Malloy.
No.
He had hair. Okay. It's Matt Malloy. Matt Malloy was not, he's not a bad guy, generally speaking.
Okay.
Right? And he was dumped by his woman, and he feels bad about it. So when they both start talking, because they work together, even though Aaron Eckhart is his superior, they realize that they both were wronged by women, and and then Aaron Eckhart decides, you know what? Let's fucking get revenge on them. Let's get this girl. We both will ask her out, make her fall in love with the two of us, and then we both fucking dump her at the same time. And let's go a step further. Let's just not pick a random girl. Let's pick Stacey Edwards, which is a beautiful girl. But in this movie, she's also deaf. So yeah, that's how we will get revenge, right? Then the story develops. Aaron Eckhart sticks to the role. He's a fucking asshole. He treats her like shit, but he's the rich, nice guy. He's the rich, good-looking guy, right?
Yeah.
So she keeps going with him, and then the other guy asks her out, and he's the nice guy, right? And she says yes, and she goes out with him, and of course, he actually starts falling in love with the girl because she's a lovable person. And then he starts having second thoughts about the fucking thing and the plan and why are we doing this and blah, 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 blah. And if you guys haven't seen this, I'm gonna fucking spoil it right now because I like to talk this movie a bit because it shows a lot of what humanity is. Matt Malloy knows he's the good guy, right?
Yeah.
Because he knows what they are doing is fucked up. And since he is the good guy, she's gonna pick him, right? Doesn't matter that he's balding and he wears glasses and he has like the crappier job and the other guy looks like fucking Aaron Eckhart. But she doesn't. She doesn't pick him. She does the honest thing. She tells him up front that she actually is dating somebody else at the same time because they were an exclusive. And she actually feels more into the other relationship than him. And he gets fucking pissed about it. Because he's the good guy, right? Because he's not the chauvinistic guy. He doesn't hate women. But we all get a little fucking angry when we are rejected, when we feel we shouldn't be, right?
Fair.
And then the movie develops from there. The movie is hard to watch. The characters are fucking cruel. And the ending is fucking perfect. Just fucking go watch it, guys.
I will definitely watch it.
I guess that's it. It only took us almost 2 fucking hours.
2 episodes in one.
Perfect. We kind of cheated there, but fuck you. Because this is free content, guys.
Yeah.
So, before we just sign out, I actually want to thank my partner, Mike Hanley here, for actually coming up with the concept for this show, which actually turned out to be a lot more interesting in developing that I was in the idea part for me. We're glad that you have stuck with us for this 20 years.
Yes.
It's been
a long time.
And we're like to thank Blockbuster Video for giving us our last extra long episode. So we're not going anywhere, guys.
No.
We're coming back.
New format.
A little freshen up. Should we change the logo too? Fuck that. I like stealing this.
Yeah, fuck it.
So for, I guess, version 2.0, we'll see you soon. Thanks, Mike, for
Thank
giving
you,
us
Mr.
great answers. Thanks to me for being a great guest and host.
Yeah.
Who's the guest? Who's the host? We don't know. This has been Culture and Interview. Version 1.0 is in the books.
See you for the next 20 years.
Here's to 20 fucking more years.